MEG 2, The Trench is directed by Ben Wheatley. It stars Jason Statham, Wu Jing and Cliff Curtis. And in the 2018 film, Jason Taylor and the other marine researchers discover a mining operation while being attacked by megalodons. Now, I don't really like the first Meg movie. It has its moments, but doesn't lead into the campy story and the other wacky things that it could produce. So I think it's fair to say that I wasn't too excited for Meg 2. I went into it and I hoped that I'd have fun with it. Just as a campy little movie, have some fun, shove some popcorn down my mouth. And this movie was the complete opposite. This is an incredibly boring movie. And this is probably going to be a really short review because there's hardly anything to talk about this movie. There are a couple of minor positives. For one, Jason Statham is entertaining in any role that he's given. Any role that he takes, he's just really good in it. And there's also this character called DJ who I really like. He's a pointless character who doesn't really do anything, but he was a lot of fun. The actor really brought some energy to the movie. And that is where all the positives stopped. Because this movie hardly has anything to do with megalodons. I'm being serious. Meg 2 The Trench has like 7 or 8 different plot lines, crumples them together into a huge mess. I swear, the first hour hardly has any megalodon in it. Hardly any megalodon. In fact, I think the second act has like 3 or 4 shots of it, probably like 2 minutes of megalodons. That is it. The movie for some reason focuses on this mystery plotline where there's a mole in these marine researchers group or something. And, you know, Jason Statham and the other people are trapped in this mining operation 25,000 feet under the water. I'm like, okay, what does this have to do with megalodons? It's not until like the last 15 minutes where we actually get Jason Statham fighting megalodons. But the problem is you bore me out my mind so much that I hardly care now. Nothing about the plots even makes sense. The villains either have generic motivations or their motivations just don't make any sense. There's a bunch of plot holes where, if you truly think about them, they make absolutely no sense whatsoever. It just becomes incredibly stupid. It's not funny in like a so bad it's good way. It's not entertaining like that. It is just bad. The plot and the story is just awful. The movie is pretty much just people talking to each other. And then there's like a 1 minute action scene, 1 or 2 minute action scene, just to keep you entertained a little bit, to keep you in your seat. And that is it. The majority of this movie is just people spouting out basic exposition of what they're going to do. There is nothing entertaining about this. Now, it would be best if some of the characters were likeable, but guess what? They're not. Apart from maybe Jason Statham and the little girl, and DJ who was just entertaining. I couldn't really connect to him. He was just fun. You don't connect to any of the characters. In fact, one guy who, the little girl is his niece, they're like 25,000 feet underwater. And he doesn't mention anything about going back to save his niece. Are you kidding me? I get you want to explore, you know, what's down here. I get it. I get that you're interested. But doesn't family come first in protecting your loved ones? So characters are unlikable or they just make no sense, especially the villains. In fact, the mystery villain that I mentioned, she does the cliche thing where, oh, she's evil now, so she takes off her glasses. I really hate that cliche in movies. They do it a lot, and it's getting annoying now. But the movie does have some ridiculous moments, but the problem is, they're just not entertaining. There's a line of stupidity that you should never cross with this sort of movie. F9 crossed it, and that's why that movie is awful. This movie just jumps it. A little spoiler here, but I don't care. You can not explain. No explanation can explain how Jason Statham can survive 25,000 feet below surface with no gear on at all. I'm sorry. You try to explain it, but no. I'm sorry. You can't get away from that. No way. There's also just a bunch of plot conveniences as well. Like, things just happen so the plot could just get going. And if you think about them again, they make absolutely no sense. And again, it feels stupid. There's no entertainment value to it that's so bad it's good. I never laughed. I was never engaged. There's no adrenaline pumping through my body when we actually see Jason Statham versus Megalodons. It is all just so boring. And I could rant about this movie all day. Because it was annoying. I wasn't excited for this film and it was still a disappointment. That's saying something. Honestly, even if you really like the first Meg, I would not suggest this movie at all. Say what you want about that first film, but at least it actually focused on a megalodon. This film hardly does. There's also like a giant octopus again, like the Kraken. And then there's these like weird dinosaur things. And they probably get more screen time than the megalodons. That's really annoying. So yeah, for a film called Meg to the Trench, it hardly focuses on megalodons at all. I would not go and see this movie at all. I really hope, if this is the direction they're going to go with this franchise, I don't want them to make any more. Don't make a Meg 3 if you're going to keep doing this. As I keep saying, I said it many times in my 65 review, I'm fine with dumb action movies. I like them. But at least fun dumb action movies have a simple but effective plot and they actually make sense. They don't just bring in like 17 different plot lines out their arse just so they can fill out time. That's all this movie is. It's just to fill out time. It's just an hour and 59 minutes of filler. That is all it is. So yeah, don't go see The Meg 2 in my opinion. It's easily one of the worst movies I've seen this year. Probably my second worst. And I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. I'm sorry, 1 out of 10. Jason Statham and another character were the only good things about that movie. Again, if you like the first film, I wouldn't suggest this, I'm sorry. Guys, that is it for the end of this review. I hope you all enjoyed. I do want to say, if you could hear dogs barking in the background, I'm sorry. These two dogs just will not shut up. I'm sorry about that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have seen Meg 2 The Trench, what did you think about it? Did you find it fun? Did you hate it? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. See you later.